Hi, everybody. I thought I'd do a message to you today because it's a special day for me. Today, my new book is released, and excuse me. And so, for an author, that's a really big deal. So, this is a big deal day for me. I'll show you my book. I've been talking about it and it's finally here. It's finally available for you. I got my copies a few weeks ago, but now it's available, and I'm just ecstatic because it took a long time for me to decide to do this book, which is probably why I wanted to chat with you. The book's on prayer, guidance, and grace, and it really is a release of my own prayer journal. And I thought I would chat about what it's like to release a prayer journal. I mean, why would someone do that? I have to ask myself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Because it's such a personal thing to do. Such a personal thing to do. But in my work, as my work shifted through the years into healing, I became truly obsessed. No, that's not the right word, but devoted to trying to understand the whole relationship between, can we heal ourselves? And by healing, I didn't mean just about illness. I mean a physical illness like a cancer or leukemia. But healing started to mean a different thing to me. Like heal our chronic suffering, depression, anxiety. But then it got bigger than that. For me, healing started to take on grander proportions. The impact of healing an attitude that we had, the impact of healing the power of a negative memory, of the how much we have to heal. It's like the microcosm of healing. And the resources we need within ourselves to do that. And, as I really excavated the micro details of us, that's when I realized that just doing visualization and positive thinking, that's never going to work. Never going to work. You needed to plunge into the micro territory of yourself, and that is the world behind your eye, within you, deep down inside. You're going into the soul. And that's when my conversations with people incidentally, simultaneously began to change. And the topics of prayer would come up, and faith. And why I find so much of this interesting, and I can't go into all of it in a tiny little video at all. But suffice to say that I was traveling around the world, and when these things happen simultaneously, no matter where I'm at, obviously I'm a generator of that, but still, to have people in different countries asking similar questions at the same time, I find absolutely fascinating. And the questions that would come up are about, how do you pray and who's out there? Who's out there? And our prayers really answered. And at the same time, issues of faith came up. That we are generations of people who have in common this idea that we are seeking. We're always seeking something. We're searching, we're seeking, searching. But when I would ask people, what are you looking for? What are you searching for? What's your goal? What's your target here? What are you looking for? oftentimes the question, peace and tranquility and blah, blah, blah. But I finally figured out in my own way that what we are looking for is to stand firmly in the power of our own self. And not just the way that sounds, but it's the power of your own, to realize the creative power of your soul. And further, to be able to manage that power with its full creative force in this world, knowing that you have faith in yourself, that you have enough faith in yourself and trust in yourself that you can go anywhere, and no, in Buddha language, illusion can intimidate that power out of you. That you have, first and foremost, faith and trust in yourself. And that if you have that, you build on that a sense of faith and trust in others, because then you are wired into your intuition, and you can then have faith and trust in your gut instincts. The whole cycle of organic divinity functions in this way. That when you have faith and trust in yourself and your own inner wiring, which is guidance, so it's, prayer, grace, and guidance, you trust your guidance system, and that directs you in how you perceive what you interact with in the outside world, and whether or not you choose to empower it or to withhold your power. And that is a matter of choice. This is the power human beings are seeking. And they could call it anything else. They could call it, I'm seeking peace, tranquility, love. Those are all words for what is essential, essentially I am seeking to feel fully empowered in myself, so that I trust myself, so that I even trust myself to know that I love this person, that I'm not afraid to love this person. That deep journey is the core of the spiritual journey, the real one, the core of know thyself. Know thyself. That's what the spiritual journey is about. That's what Buddha was teaching. That's what Jesus was teaching. That's what the spiritual masters are. You know yourself. And in this, where does prayer come in? Prayer is about clearing away the voices of everything out there that talks to you, so that you can hear that one solid voice within you, so that you can hear that, so that you can build the stamina and the courage, and it does take courage, to listen to that voice inside of you and respond to it, so that you're not afraid to hear it. That is what prayer is about. And so in choosing to release this book, to release my own prayer journal, what I realized in my own life, is that my spiritual life has been an evolution of moving way, way past the idea that there's an off-planet God, into realizing that the nature of God is law, that it's a divine system of where, for me, all of creation, everything that is the energy field, the grace field of God. We're never out of the essence of God. And that one of the ways that the divine expresses itself in our lives is through law, the orderly laws of nature, the laws of the planets, the organization, the mathematics of the system of life, the laws in your body, the mathematics in your body, the number of heartbeats you should have, the number of eye flutters you have, your blood pressure, that's the mathematics of your system, the mathematics of puberty and menopause, and all the things that run us, that allow for the creation of medicine, that allow for the creation of healing products. The nature of God is law. It's organic. Like the law of gravity, we jump, we fall. It doesn't matter who we are. But it's also mystical. The laws are also mystical in that you make a choice with your power. You give gravitas, like the law of gravity. You give weight to something. And that weight is coming from your energy field. You attach to something. You give gravitas to it. And you become attached to it. And what consciousness is about, what power is about, the power that everyone is truly seeking, is that power of clarity and consciousness to become so discerning. What a beautiful word, to become so discerning that you recognize that will not have my power. No, I recognize that is an illusion and it will not have my power. And the capacity to stay in your power, that takes prayer. That is what prayer is about. Prayer is about keep me clear, keep me strong, keep me in a field of grace, because life is difficult down here. This is a field of illusions that we live in, a field of illusions. So the way I've learned how to pray is that I long ago realized there is no God that has a religion. You want a religion, have a religion, but there is no God that has a religion. This divine force that has created all of life on this planet and wherever else it is one huge oneness. And it's impersonal, totally impersonal. All the laws are impersonal. You jump, I jump, we fall. But what makes this impersonal universe intimate, so it's impersonal and it's intimate, is prayer. Prayer. So somehow within this impersonal universe, somehow everything you do is known. Everything. Your needs are met, your prayers are heard and they're answered. I can't figure that out. That is way out of my pay grade. All I know is that it is so. And so I've learned to pray in an intimate way. So I call my book Intimate Conversations. I pray in a very intimate way with God. And we have conversations. I speak, God listens. That's how it is. But my life is completely filled with the flow of answers to those prayers. I don't tell the divine how to answer my prayers. I speak about this in the book, so I'll leave that. But I believe that we are truly, this is a time of being called to prayer, not to church. But chaos is a time like that, just like when you are in chaos and you are in crisis. That's when you oftentimes will say, what's going on here? And where you haven't thought about it before, then you do. I thought I would just leave this. I thought I would share a prayer with you. What a perfect thing for me to do as I close off. And I chose a prayer that is not too long because by this time you're ready to go. But this prayer is called The Mystery of You. I was asked yet again how you work and whether praying really does any good. I have to tell you that sometimes I wish you would show up and answer these questions for yourself. It's exasperating. I have so much proof and simultaneously no way to prove it. How do I explain how you work when I hardly understand it myself? Who can possibly explain divine intervention? And yet I've had so many experiences of mystical encounters with heaven. What do I tell others? These experiences are between you and me, and that is the mystery of it all. You never leave any obvious evidence in your wake, only the type that requires faith. I realized quite some time ago that words are useless when it comes to explaining you. Perhaps you should part the ocean again, pull another Moses routine. But even if you did, I know how human beings would respond. We would find a scientific reason for why it happened. You would fade into the background again. Science in you, not good bedfellows. And yet the physicists are now floating around in mystical territory, studying light and energy, and I imagine they'll run into you soon enough, likely through an anomaly that defies their calculations, but not yours, for you reside within anomalies, always hiding in the unexplainable. So what should I tell people when they ask if praying to you does any good? I've asked some people to tell me why they are asking that question in the first place. I already know the answer, but it is they who need to admit it. They have progressed beyond mere problems and are now dealing with a type of suffering that cannot be healed through ordinary options. Finally, they must consider whether divine intervention is really possible. I often tell people that they have nothing to lose by praying to you. Praying never harmed anyone, I tell them. But deep down, I know without a doubt that you will respond with an outpouring of grace. You will flood them with holy light from the celestial realm. Would that they could only see it. Even science would find it difficult to explain such light, piercing through the sky like a laser. All it takes to open this floodgate is one prayer. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm sending you all my love.